Morning, all. Appears to be bath time for cats and rabbits alike. All right, so we've got 11 games tonight in the National Hockey League, the busiest day before we get to the All-Star break. The All-Star break starts on Thursday. So tonight's going to be busy, including 6 games starting at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific. We've got one game a half an hour later, one game a half an hour later, one a half an hour later. You guys get it. All right. So, yeah, and then the last one starts at 7 o'clock Pacific. So starting at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific, the Seattle Kraken in against the Boston Bruins. Seattle, over their last 10, they are 4-6. They did lose their last game. Away from home, they're 5-12-2. Their overall record is 14-26-3. So the record, not great. Boston, though, if they take them lightly, Seattle can beat them. Boston 25-14-3 over their last 10. They're 6-3-1. They did lose their last game in regulation. And for Boston at home, they're 14-8-1. Hopefully we get some better results than we did with them against Dallas the other day. And yeah, we'll see. So again, if you take Seattle lightly, they can and will beat you. The San Jose Sharks in against Tampa. This is a 7 o'clock start, 4 o'clock Pacific. Boston will play in Seattle on February 24th, the second and final meeting. So this is the first ever meeting between Seattle and Boston. All right, San Jose and Tampa met in San Jose on January 22nd. That was a 7-1 win for Tampa. So San Jose learning that, yeah, the two-time defending Stanley Cup champions, pretty tough to beat. So for San Jose, they're currently 22-20-3 over their last 10. They're 4-4-2. They did lose their last game. Away from home, they are 11-11-1. Tampa Bay, on the other hand, 29-10-6 overall. Last 10 games, they're 7-2-1. They lost their last game in extra time. And away from home, they are 15-4-4. So for Tampa, looking to bounce back a bit. And for San Jose, really needing to bounce back as they continue this road trip of doom that other teams have completed before them. 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific start time between Toronto and New Jersey. Yes, a rematch from last night. Of course, last night, Toronto beats them 6-4 in Toronto, this one in New Jersey. The third and final meeting between these teams will be on March 23rd. For Toronto, they are now 28-10-3. Very good record overall. Last 10 games, 7-2-1, and they've won 4 in a row. Away from home, they're 12-6-2, so their road record's very good. Their last 10 games, very good. They haven't lost a game in a while. Yeah, things look pretty good for Toronto. New Jersey, 15-24-5 over their last 10. They are 2-8. They've lost 5 in a row in regulation. At home, they are 10-10-3. So New Jersey looking to turn this around. And again, it's one of those playing for pride things. We'll see how things go for them against Toronto in the rematch tonight. Florida. Florida continues their road trip coming off of their win last night over Columbus. Now they play the Rangers. This is the third and final meeting with the Rangers. November 8th, the Rangers won 4-3. December 29th, Florida won 4-3. So this is the rubber match. 32-9-5 is the record for Florida. Over their last 10, they're 8-2. They've won 4 in a row. Away from home, they're 9-6-5. So their road record is getting better. On the Rangers side of things, 29-13-4 is their overall record. Over their last 10, they're 6-4. They did win their last game. At home, they're 14-4-2. So very good home record. They'll be looking to beat Florida and, stay up there with the top guys in the Metro, right? It's all about keeping pace with teams like Carolina and Pittsburgh and potentially Washington as well, right? So 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific start time for the Winnipeg Jets in against Philly. So I'm wearing Winnipeg because they really need to string some wins together in this game against Philly. They kind of need this. So at 18-16-7, I expect no mucking about. I expect this team to come out and get a victory. Over their last 10, they are an unconvincing 3-5-2, but they did win their last game. Away from home, they're 8-6. Not a great record either, but they did win in St. Louis. Philadelphia, on the other hand, 14-22-8. Over their last 10, they're 1-7-2. They did win their last game, for what that's worth. At home, they're 7-10-4. The second and final meeting between these teams will be April 27th in Winnipeg. So for the Jets, they have 2 games against Philadelphia for them to make the playoffs. Sweeping those 2 games would help. But, yeah, playoffs, I think the percentage I saw today was Winnipeg has a 14% chance, I think, or 14 or 16 or something like that. Anyways, Washington in against Pittsburgh, 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific start time for this one as well. This is the third of 4 meetings. November 14th, Washington won 6-1. December 10th, Pittsburgh wins 4-2. The fourth and final meeting between these teams will be on April 9th. For Washington, the record's 24-12-9 over their last 10. They're 4-5-1, but they did win their last game. Away from home, they're 12-5-4. For Pittsburgh, 27-11-7 for them overall. Last 10 games, they're 6-2-2. They lost their last game in regulation. And at home, they're 13-6-4. So Pittsburgh's been in a little bit of a rut lately. We'll see if they can turn things around against their foe from Washington. So, again, the last meeting will be April 9th between these teams. Then at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, we get into the Ottawa Senators coming off of a win last night over Edmonton. Now they go in and play another team that wears orange and blue in the New York Islanders. December 7th, the Islanders won this meeting 5-3. The third and final meeting between these teams will be played on March 22nd. For Ottawa, they're 14-21-4 overall. Last 10 games, they're 5-3-2. They did win their last game, of course, last night. Away from home, 7-10-3. On the Islanders side, they need to get it going. So 15-16-6 overall. Last 10 games, they're 6-4. They've lost their last 2 in regulation. Their chance of making the playoffs stands at 8%, again, according to Dom and The Athletic and the percentage they came up with. 8-9-3 is the record at home for the Islanders, so they're back below 500 at home, and they're looking to get things going again. So we'll see if they can do that against Ottawa. 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific, Vancouver and Nashville in a season series that has not seen the home team win yet. Nashville won 3-2 in Vancouver on November 5th. On January 18th, Vancouver went to Nashville and won 3-1. They will try to replicate that tonight. If they can win back-to-back games, they go 2 games above 500. I'm going to say that'll be the first time this year that would have happened. They're 20-19-6. Over their last 10, they are 4-3-3. They did win their last game. The stats would tell you that under Bruce Boudreau, the defense has become much, much better. The scoring, well, we'll see how the scoring does tonight. Away from home, they're 12-11-3. On the Nashville side, they're 27-14-4 overall. Last 10 games, 5-3-2. They did have a loss in extra time last time they played. And at home, they're 13-7. So, we'll see. I kind of like Nashville's chances because Vancouver back-to-backs. Nashville would definitely remember that loss they took against the Canucks on the 18th of January. So, we shall see. 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific, Calgary in against Dallas. November 4th, Dallas won this meeting in overtime, 4-3. The third and final meeting will be April 21st, so this is the second of 3. Calgary's 21-13-6 over their last 10. They're 4-6. They did win their last game, and it feels like Calgary's figuring it out. Away from home, they're 14-9-2. They are better away from home than at home, and so for Dallas, they're going to try to change that. They're 23-17-2 over their last 10. They're 6-4. They did win their last game, convincing fashion over Boston. At home, they're now 15-5-1. So very good home team, pretty darn solid road team. We'll see how things go tonight in Dallas. That could end up being the game of the night. 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific. The Arizona Coyotes will try to finish what they started, by which I mean they started the winning streak for the Colorado Avalanche. They have the chance to end the winning streak tonight for the Colorado Avalanche. But for Arizona, things have been tough. So this is the third of 4 meetings. January 14th in Colorado, it was a 4-3 shootout win for the Avs. The next night in Arizona, it was a 5-0 win for Colorado. The fourth and final meeting will be on March 3rd, so it's a month and 2 days from now. On the Arizona side, they are 10-29-4. Not a fantastic record. Last 10 games, they're 3-6-1, including their last 5 losses being in regulation. 5-14-3 is the record for the Coyotes. On the Colorado front, we know the story. I did the video on it yesterday. They're 32-8-3. They've won 10 in a row, so their last 10 games, they're 10-0-0. And at home, they are 22-1. So, pretty impressive record overall for the Colorado Avalanche. Then an hour later, 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific, Buffalo, who just played Colorado. Now they get Vegas. Buffalo 14, 23, and 7 overall. Last 10 games, they're 4, 5, and 1. They did lose their last game. This is Alex Tuch's first game against the Vegas Golden Knights. Away from home, 7, 11, and 4. I mean, providing he plays. You can never tell these days when somebody's going to get pulled out of the lineup. 7, 11, and 4. The last meeting between these teams will be March 10th in Buffalo. We can cross our fingers and hope that Jack Eichel plays that one. He will not play tonight. For the Vegas Golden Knights, they're 26, 16, and 3 overall. Last 10 games, they're 4, 4, and 2. They did win their last game. And at home, they are 13, 10, and 2. The 10 is surprising, and we'll see if they can improve that home record over the second half of the season. But there you go. Let me know your winners in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. Just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.